So I decided to customize yet another deck of cards because, well, I can, and everything. So this part is just priming and prepping the cards for the fun part. So what I'm doing is using Deco Art acrylic crafters paint to do so. The white paint, obviously, and I need to do 2 coats of each of these so that you can't see the background color through the white. And the thing I use to trace the circle is actually the bottom of the white paint container I was using, so the bottom of the Deco Art Crafters acrylic paint. So just in case you were curious, it's not like a massive bottle, it's a normal size bottle. It's not small, it's not massive, but anyway, that's what I use to trace the circle. So here I am just doing a second coat of all that. And I just woke up, so my voice is a little weird because it's dry and everything, so, as I'm filming this. And here is the fun process of painting all the two-sided, or the 2 coats on each of these. And the color that's going to go on top of this is yellow, so I kind of have to prime it because yellow on purple, it's, the purple's going to shine through and not let the yellow shine. So that's why I had to prime it ahead of time. Now, I did not film every single card I primed, so you can thank me later for that, because that is a long process. This is an 8-minute time lapse. Imagine how long it would be in real time. So, and this is like a sped up version of the project. So here I am working with the yellow, which I did not have a whole lot of, and I had put the yellow in this container because the paint, the original tube it was in, exploded, or I couldn't get it open, so I just, cut the bottom of the, tube off and squeezed it into this little container. But as I'm doing this, I'm like, this is a really good color, I really like this, I don't think I'm gonna have enough. I have 52 cards to paint this yellow on, I don't think I'm gonna have enough. So I'm like, I really hope that I do have another version of this color, because I can remember brand name, I think it was Otter's Loft. I couldn't remember the shade of yellow it was called, so I needed a mustard color, and you know how I was scanning my finger across that just to see if they were dry, and so there's that. I was really hoping I could make this work for the entire deck, but you will see later that it did not. So I had to go and leave the video for a second to try and find the right shade of yellow. And while I was doing that, I was like, all I can find are pastel yellows. Can I mix a pastel and an orange together and make that mustard yellow that I have here? I'm not sure. But anyway, here I am just, painting these. And as you can tell, this has taken quite some time because the lighting has changed. So I've probably worked on this starting around 1 to 2 p.m. and finishing around 6 p.m. So it took some time. And here I am just finishing this off. Now, because my cat likes to sit on plastic, when I went to put these down on the ground, since I didn't have a whole lot of room on this table, she was sitting on top of them. So thankfully this is quick dry paint, and we didn't have any issues where she was like walking around with paint covered paws. But she did try and sit on this canvas that has plastic on it because she likes sitting on plastic. I don't get this cat. So that was fun, a fun experience to deal with as I was trying to prime these cards, which is probably the least fun part of the entire thing, was the prep, because once I get to draw what I want to draw on top of the circles, that's fun, But the whole prep thing, not so much fun. As you can tell, I ran out of yellow paint, so I had to go and find the right one. I believe it's called the Brilliant Yellow from Artist Loft. And I was like, I think I have another tube of this. I just don't remember where the last I put it, so that's why it took me so long to find. And luckily I was able to find it. But the other one was like more of a skinnier tube. It was skinnier, but it was slightly longer. And the one I found is a little more thicker in width, but shorter in length. So I don't know what tube had more paint in it. But anyway, see, I had gotten the pastel yellow out in case that was not the right yellow, and was thinking, okay, maybe I have to mix this with an orange. But no, I was able to find it, thankfully. Yay! Yay, I found it. And everything. So, there's that. So, I'm pretty sure it's acrylic paint that I'm using, just in case you were wondering. And the whole taping up the borders of this took like 2+ days. And then the painting took this prep work probably took about 2 to 3 days, including the background of it, because I was priming the background as well. And my plan was, on the darker colors, those are going to be the black cards, and the lighter colors are going to be the red cards, and I'm actually going to outline the border in black and red, oil-based paint markers from the Sharpie brand, once they're all done. But it's like, oh my gosh, the tape took like a couple days to do, and then the actual fun part took like a couple hours. So the actual fun part of this took only a few hours, while putting the tape on there took me a couple of days. So it's kind of annoying. It was like all that work for something that's just like, it doesn't take too long to make the images that I'm planning on doing here. And I want you to guess what images you think what the theme is going to be. I think I've mentioned it in other videos, so there's a hint there for you. But I want you to guess what theme I'm going with all these circles. It is kind of obvious, so that's another hint. Now, you may see on the side there's a card with a bunch of purple paint on it. That's one of those cards that comes in the set. It's got text on it. It's like extra. So there's like the 2 jokers and then the 2 text cards. One has English, one has French. And it has like the logo of the cards on it. I used that as my paint palette because I was too lazy to go downstairs and grab my actual paint palette. So I just used one of the extra cards in the deck for that, and it seemed to work just fine. So I didn't like that, so that's why I ended up priming everything. But here are the end results of the primed cards. Yay! This is almost done for the board.